This lens is weird because it's a wide-angle lens, and the lens itself is like this big, but then inside there's a ring of the glass that's like this big, and inside there's a thing that's about the size of a quarter that's a little bit smaller. And one of the things that you have to try and do in videos is make eye contact with the people who are watching, which means look directly into the lens. But the lens is this big, and if I look over here, it's pretty clear I'm not actually looking at you. So I have to try and look right at this tiny little center of that quarter, and it just is weird. There's an interesting phenomenon, or at least I find it interesting, about screens, that we think that we see 3D. You decide when you're watching this video that this is Kevin in front of a wall, rather than, oh look, it's wall, 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 Kevin embedded in a wall, 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 wall. Because actually there's no depth here. The pixels that are me are about the same distance from your eye as the pixels of the wall behind me that I'm casting a shadow. But your brain is smart enough to take cues and decide, you know what, I'm just going to assume that this is 3D. One way that you can actually simulate this in the real world is to simply cover one eye. You have actually no way of seeing 3D anymore. Your brain is just deciding that certain things are in front of other things because of shadows and color cues and all that sort of stuff. Now, one of the things about this that just tickles me is that if we were in person and I was making eye contact with you, like what we're doing here, and you were to move over to the side, I would not be looking at you anymore. I would be looking to the side of you. But do that right now. Move wherever you're sitting, move like a foot over and continue looking at me. I'm still making eye contact with you. That's one of the weird things about having this flat image that you're looking at. Now, I could move the camera like this, or like this, and continue looking at roughly the same spot, but that's different. That's basically me replicating what you would be doing in person. When you're looking at this representation, you can look at the camera, the screen, from any crazy angle, and I will still be staring you down. Now that I've made you super uncomfortable, I'm going to completely change the topic. I have a confession to make. I don't like heroes at all. This has been on my mind recently because I've been watching a lot of Breaking Bad, but it's not just that. I've watched House of Cards, I've watched House of Cards, I like Iago from Othello, I've read my Machiavelli, and just to be a little nerdy for you, I absolutely adore the Grand Admiral Thrawn trilogy. And plenty of you don't know what that is, and that is completely fine. That's not the point. The point is that heroes, I don't know. I don't know what it is that they do that we are so enthralled with, because what they do often requires assuming a lot of risk, or going above and beyond what we mere mortals would do to try and achieve some goal. But the goal is often, almost always, the sort of thing where, yeah, if we could do that thing, we would. But that's just what we would do. If I had the ability to take down some villain, sure, that's a culturally responsible thing to do. I'm not going to risk getting held up at gunpoint, but yes, I would do it had I the ability and lack of self-preservation instincts. The villains do something even more remarkable. They still take risks and they go the extra mile and they put in all this effort, but they do it to do things that we don't agree with. They do things that are not culturally acceptable. It's not like they are ever going to get the bank heist done and then go party with their village. That's what heroes do. Now, maybe it's just a matter of I haven't been presented with very good and complex heroes, but I gotta say, the major villains, when you're looking at Walter White, or you're looking at Iago, or you're looking at Kevin Spacey's character, whose name I'm forgetting, I do not sympathize with them, but boy, do I respect them. Those are some crazy intelligent and smart and clever people. And the thing that I've discovered is I don't want to see them lose completely. I mean, I want them to get into a very difficult situation, but really only so that it provides them with the opportunity to overcome an even more crazy and ridiculous challenge. I think maybe that makes me a bad person, or perhaps more likely, I am so far from ever being able to be a supervillain that the prospect is far more fascinating to me. But those are the two things on my mind. Bad people and 3D iris digital brain projection stuff. So that's what you got in this video. Okay, I gotta get a thumbnail. Yeah, we'll go with that.